Hey everybody, Sulk here. Hope you're doing good. Welcome to my video breaking down Transmissions, the track from my album titled Viewers. That's it. I completely forgot the album title there. Tell Viewers, track's called Transmissions. That's it. I've got the Ableton session up here. Going to be looking through the synth sounds, the effects, pretty much everything else to do with the track, which isn't that crazy complex, as you can probably see from the video. 3 gigantic channels there of stuff to go through. So hopefully there's going to be some interesting knowledge, and hopefully I'll pull the curtain down on all the mysterious Sulk Room's production techniques and everything. So stick with me and maybe something will come out, I don't know. But I thought cool to start with. Let's listen to 30 seconds of the track from the end of it. So here we go. So here we go, we're back. So as you can see, it's 3 channels this track, which is quite a lot for me. I'm joking, it's not that many. And every channel is a synth basically, and they all are using the exact same sound for each channel. So I've got this really cool synth that I love called EVE01, which is a React synth, and it's free to download, and I absolutely love it. And use it on everything, and it looks dreadful, kind of. No, it looks a bit difficult to work with, and it kind of is, but I've tamed the beast, and I just love it. I'm just obsessed with this synth. There's a couple of presets, standard drone, sound generators and stuff. I use all of it, but this preset, Second Sting, is absolutely awesome, and it's my favorite preset basically. And the main kind of arpeggio, I suppose it is, like an arpeggio, this like organ sound that I've made, that's made on there, and then I've the same preset again, it's like just a bit different and filtered down. That's the bass line. I think there's probably no change in it actually. Oh yeah, I've opened up the filter a bit. That's the bass, and then for the lead sound, I've also used the same soft synth. So there's not a lot of experimentation going on in this one, but I've kind of got the most from it, I think, in my opinion anyway. So without further ado, let's have a look at this first sound. So I recently read a review of this track, and it said it was like John Carpenter in a church, and I think that's absolutely kind of bang on for what I was going for, because I wanted to make this like really solemn, kind of like not boring but ploddy rhythm of like the undead like walking or something. And so I kind of came up with this kind of like weird creeping minor chord based arp here, and it just starts off with 3 notes, F, G and G sharp for a bit, just for a bit, and then I added these notes in later. There's not a lot of logic in this, as you can. I don't know how I did that. I might have played it in. I'm not sure, so I do apologise for the randomness here. But it kind of sounds like that. And there's a few effects on here. I'm going to explain in a second. So I really like the idea of having like a melodic arpeggio, but with the bass the bass, like the left hand changing. That's something that I really like doing. A lot of other people, they'll kind of move their bass line and hold a chord. Sorry. A lot of people will hold a bass line for long whilst playing an elaborate pattern on the right hand, but I'm the opposite. I like playing some quite simple right hand, and then left hand I'll kind of move around a bit. And that's how this I've created like a moving kind of bass line here in this organ part. So yeah, and it never resolves that well either. Like I don't bring it back to the root that easily. It doesn't feel like that easy. So yeah, kind of like creepy in that sense. And I've put a gigantic evolving filter on it, which I'm going to tick off quickly. And I've rolled off some of the high end here, and rolled off some of the low end here, because I thought that was a bit too much for me, and I like that kind of crunched up ness of it. And that's just too much bass, too much resonance there. I want it to be raspy, and this is the synth basically doing its little thing. And you don't get many controls in it, but you get some awesome tonal controls here. This is some crazy stuff here. I don't quite understand any of this, but I really like it. And I kind of fiddle around until I get the sound I want. It's got a really cool filter with a great resonance on it. Kind of really, like raspy and reedy. And kind of ugly, but I like it a lot. And you can route your modulation quite in a complex way here, basically. And you also get a really cool graphic display on tab 2, which is really interesting. So yeah, I just kind of had this sound, and I was like playing with it. Maybe I'll just like play it on the keyboard actually quickly. Just have my keyboard on. So I was just kind of going. That's loud. Just like that. F, G, G sharp, just like that, and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. Like maybe I'll make something with that. So I put that into the arpeggio, put the arpeggiator on, and held those notes, and chose a rhythm and a gate setting there, and then so I've got this synth going. And it's really haunting, and kind of like solemn, I suppose. And then I put this plugin on, which I absolutely love, and some automation there. This is the DAW LP plugin. Absolutely love this plugin so much. It really degrades your sound in a cool overdrive way. Yeah, I just love it. It's like 20 quid, I think, as well. And you can like do it. You can do that to it and stuff, and like make it all horrible. And you can put vinyl noise on there and everything like that. It's great. And I've automated the needle control and the master mix allowance. So as the track is evolving, it's getting more distorted and crushed down and degraded as it goes. You can't really hear a lot of it, but I kind of like it, and I can definitely notice it. So I love that plugin. And then I just put on an Ableton stock reverb, which increases the dry wetness in time, and it also increases the decay over time. Because I love the idea of evolving reverb. I don't really think you should, or that you have to have reverb from the start to the end that's the same. I think it should change, as if you were moving through an atmosphere, or the sound is moving through an atmosphere. Maybe you're moving away from it, so it's more echoey, or you're getting closer to it and it's becoming more intimate. But yeah, I kind of thought, you know what, I want to change that just a tiny bit and see what effect it has. And it also, this is a track that builds and builds and builds, and then so I wanted everything else to build and build and build. Like I wanted everything opening up and closing and stuff, but without the reverb and the DAW LP thing, it sounds quite plain. So this kind of makes it more spirally and things. And that I love that diffusion control quite a lot, and I normally ramp that right up. And it kind of like messes it. I guess messes with it a little bit. That's the right word. And the DWLP just adds to the raspiness of it, I guess, which I definitely love. I've used this plugin so many times now that I know what it does before I do it, so I can hear a sound and think, okay, it needs to have this amp quality and this needle quality, because I've just learned how to use it just from living with it for 3 or 4 years. And same with this synth as well. I've just lived with the synth. The synth is within me. So I'm kind of its best friend. But yeah, it's a great little synth. This. That's just lovely. It's just a lovely little resonant thing. Yeah, and all of these tones are really, really cool. It's hard to choose one that you like. Oh yeah. Maybe I should have had that. But yeah, that's the sweet spot, definitely. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting this. I don't use loads of reactor synths. As you can see, I've only got 6. But oh yeah, ooh, spicy. But yeah, this is an interesting one. Yeah, I'm a big fan. So that's the main sound. Let's move on further down the line to the bass line, which is an absolutely mega sub, which you can barely hear, but you can feel. No, it's definitely there. It's absolutely there, and it's the same sound with a little bit more of automation on the release at the end, because I wanted it to kind of like fade. So I kind of put some automation on the amp release, and it's actually a really horrible sound without the filter. So it's on 48, right? This is how it sounds. So it's like really like yeah, and like farty kind of sound, but obviously pull that lovely raw waveform right back down, and it's definitely a floor shaker, this sub. It's definitely a nasty one, and live it sounds really, really cool because it just goes through the floor basically. And I put some delay on the bass at the end just to kind of make it last a bit longer, I suppose. Yeah, I'll take that. So that's 2/3 of the track. So I did this would be quite short. So final sound is the lead sound, and it's just a high-pitched version of the same synth that I've been using the entire time. Oh, someone's in the studio. Hello. So I'm going to take all the effects off this thing. I know, I can hear you. Apart from maybe I'll keep that EQ on for a bit. And it sounds like this. Nothing yet because of the filter. I'm going in the middle. Oh, the overdrive's giving it some volume. There we go. I know, everyone can see you and hear you. Go on, get down. So yeah, that's kind of a dull sound. So I put some overdrive on there to crunch it and give it some gain, because I love Ableton Overdrive. I know. And then we have this LFO going. LFO effect. Can you just get down for a minute? Thanks. I've dropped something. There it is. Yeah, this LFO device is pulling up this nostalgia echo preset intermittently. So that should come around. There we go. Yeah, and it kind of like detunes it, because I like using the wobble and the noise on the echo effect. There you go. Yeah. Like tape echo. What are you doing? Change something. And I put some erosion on there just to kind of fizz it, brighten it and fizz it very slightly. And then I put the DAWLP on there just to add some like real dirt in there. Take that EQ off. Excuse me. Stop that. Come on. He likes to eat everything in this studio. And it's got the arpeggiator on it again. Just playing the same thing as the organ, the same like low part but higher up. Same soft synth. And obviously to make it sound half decent, put some reverb on and delay. And now it just clouds it all and just makes it all just like weird. That wobble like really like sounds like it's like slowing down stuff and like kind of ruining it in an interesting way. But yeah, I love these LFO devices. I think they're awesome. And I've put some EQ on there just to get rid of some of there's like really harsh sounds on there. I didn't like that. I wasn't keen on the attack. I wanted it quite down. Oh, which I've automated. Yeah, so kind of bring that in through time. Along with this filter. I have a lot of filters on everything. Filters are like my thing. And I have them coming in and out at different times. Everything's moving. Yeah, everything's moving. I've even got like the vinyl noise up on this channel, which means that when it's playing, it's kicking out a hum, like an artificial like vinyl noise hum hiss sort of thing. Yeah. Kind of ethereal stuff. And then, yeah, this is the same thing again. Maybe I've tweaked these a little bit. But yeah, nothing complex. That's the whole track. And for some reason, I've started it at 1:30. I don't know why. And yeah. It was made very spontaneously, not quickly, but I kind of went for it. It just kind of had a few hours, and I thought, you know, I want to make a track that has kind of like a driving rhythm, like marching rhythm to it. Like zombies might walk to or something like that, like some sort of like zombie church or church for the undead or something. Yeah, because the whole album is like about like dark cities and like surveillance and things. I was kind of thinking about like TV waves and radio waves, like transmissions and just like ways of like unearthly communications and that kind of stuff, I suppose. And I wanted to make it with like this with soft synths that sound kind of like rubbish and unuseful. Like you can't really use these synths in much unless you really kind of like degrade them and put them somewhere different atmosphere, because they're quite like childish sounds, like squelchy sounds that don't do much. But when you put on loads of stuff, and make them weave like together and interact together, yeah, I think that's like the power of maybe like this track, I suppose. And I also really like the idea of the bass line it's not there and then it is there, and having that run up to it, I suppose. I always kind of like think of it as like words. Like if it was a sentence, it would say and then. So the bass is kind of going Like it will go, and then like that. It's kind of like really weird, but I like the idea of like melodies like speaking in words and sentences and phrases and things. So yeah, I guess that's kind of like my philosophy with this track. So yeah, that's Transmissions. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Any comments, questions, blah, 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 anything like that, just give me a shout. Twitter, Instagram, email, maybe other things. I might start some more accounts soon for different platforms and things. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what I could have done better, because I'm always learning. I'm always figuring out stuff. I mean, Sulkrams was started because I was messing around with this synth upstairs in the kitchen on my laptop with headphones, and I just made some tracks with the synth, and I still am making tracks with this synth. Yeah, it was just an experiment, just fun, and now it's become like my primary project, I suppose, which I never really wanted to do or thought I'd do, but that's how it is. So yeah, there's something to learn. It's see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time for another video.